I always appreciate people joining me or connecting with me on time. I'm not saying right on the clock, I'm not that picky, but 3 to 5 minutes late at most. It makes me feel important, respected, and it gives me a nice way to start a conversation. I can tell the Agenzia delle Entrate here in Italy is exactly the same. Showing up in time is very much appreciated, but sometimes, life happens. You may forget about deadlines. So let's be honest, taxes are not the first thing you think about when you wake up in the morning, right? So, what happens when you're late? Late for the tax return, late for the payment, late for the tax benefit application. These mistakes do not count and impact the same way. I don't know if it's for the better or for the worse. It's a must to file your taxes in terms of, the summary of your fiscal information, assets, income by October 15th of 2024 for fiscal year 2023. Very easy to remember. If you miss the deadline, you have up to 90 days to fix that, paying some penalties, of course. And this may sound a lot of time to you, but actually it is not at all. If you skip the appointment for whatever reason, you may lose any tax benefit you could be eligible for. I'm talking about the regime impatriati, the 50 to 90% off, the very popular 7% from pensioners in the South. Did I give you a good reason to behave now? Same situation if you miss a payment. In this case, I'm talking about the balance and account ones due for the previous fiscal year and the current one, since, in Italy they want you to pay up front, to pay ahead. If you file your taxes on time, you can take up to 12 months to actually pay your taxes, adding some, interest and penalties for the delay. But for this appointment, you must move your calendar up to July 1st of 2024. And payments and filing do not come together. Different obligations, different deadlines. It may happen for you to also, do everything strictly by the law, but making a mistake. Who doesn't? In this case, you have up to 5 years to edit, to correct your fiscal position by paying the difference or by filing a correction within this time frame. According to the Italian rules, a blank, nil, void, zero-sum tax return filed in time is worth 10 times a perfect, compliant, and correct tax return filed 100 days later. This is something I want you to stick in your brain. I hear a lot of people, expats I should say, spending years and years on preparing their tax strategy, this puzzle of finances to make sure that daily life in Italy is good as it seems to be, making sure they have the resources to lead a dream long term according to their precise, fiscal case, assets, business, employment, or whatever they're managing, and being aware that taxes in Italy may need a perfect combination, not just with the local but also the national and international tax rules mixed. You may hear about the ravvedimento operoso, the process that allows you to pay your taxes late. You may hear about the dichiarazione integrativa, the amended tax return adjustment that can fix almost any mistake made in the previous filing, and so on. But gambling with deadlines, skipping one or more appointments, really gives the Agenzia the upper hand in a bad way. All these stories or marketing campaigns about saving taxes, paying less, being smart and pay just 1% are all missing a big point. You win only when your big goal in Italy is knowing and meeting the rules as they are. Being in Italy and being on time in Italy with taxes, it's worth 50 perfect tax strategies shown by Commercialista or an international tax firm. So now, look back at your 2023, count the days. Ask yourself if your ties were more connected to Italy or to another country. If Italy is the answer, move quickly. One day too late, you can mess up your next 5 to 10 years.